Alright, I'm gonna do it. It's gonna be my very first video right here. This is gonna be my first video. So basically what we're gonna do today, we're gonna cover the COVID-19 and the truth about the whole plandemic, as all the rest of the people that are awake, or the truthers, whatever you want to call them, say. But basically, the truth behind the COVID-19, we don't know all the specifics, obviously, but there are a few things that we could start with. There's been rumor that it came out of a lab somewhere in China, in Wuhan or some shit. We don't know. You know what I'm saying? But one thing that I have came to the conclusion is that they want us to social distance. And then that's going to get us past the peak, right? And it's strange because they want us to be 6 feet apart. Strangely enough, that is how far we get when we get buried, right? After we die, if we choose to be buried. And then there's been rumors that there's been funeral homes that have closed down, haven't even been able to have funerals or anything else. But what I do know is in this world, there's a spiritual war at all times, as a lot of us should know. And if you don't, you might want to look into that too, because we're always going to be fighting flesh man against spiritual man. And that, you know, that in a sense that resembles the cross. You got spiritual man, you know, with the relationship with the Lord, and then you got flesh man, the desires, the lusts, all these things, right? But in the last days, or even in these days, even if they're not the last days, but back in the earlier centuries, or whatever you want to call it, they said that, you know, with the fall of the Nephilim, or whatever your beliefs may be, you know, that there were entities here that were brought here, you know, that work for Satan. If you believe in the Lord, you have to believe in the devil. I mean, that's just how it works. And I would think that 2020 years later, the devil has definitely found more accurate techniques to work, you know, like persuasion, manipulation. People sell out, they sell their flesh, whatever. But the Lucifer, or whatever you want to call the devil, he's going to attempt to distance everybody apart, because that's the exact opposite of what the Lord wants you to do. So you might want to take that into consideration. While they're telling you, oh, you should wear masks and all this good stuff, it's really, it's a plandemic. Never let a pandemic go to waste. You could use that, you know, beneficial as far as financially, whatever you want to do, but things like that. With the COVID, you definitely want to stay tuned in with Bill Gates and the Real ID 2020, because that's really happening, and Google has sold out to China or whatever, and they are doing they're watching all of our identities, because they're gonna follow in with China's footsteps with the social credit score, which you might want to check into that too. And basically it's like, if you're not good today, we're going to close all your funds, you know, that kind of stuff. And so, you know, your identity will be placed in a chip, or it might be the nano link, Elon Musk, you know, with the whole SpaceX. We really don't know. We're all on our own journeys, but what I can tell you is there's definitely some stuff going on behind the news. Obviously, the news lies to you. We've all known that even before I was probably even thought of. There's a lot of things that people should take into consideration, and don't take no vaccine. Do not take a vaccine. If you believe in the Lord, do not take a vaccine. It's just my personal opinion. I'm not trying to give out any bad information. Some people that I do want to give a shout out to, that's going to be Papa Duck, Richie from Boston. I still do watch Brandon the Big Sib. If you're a follower of Christ, you're still going to try to stay in tune with the good Lord regardless. He will not let you down. You know?